Hello everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. I am Sinitria Beatty and I am going to be going over with you guys in this video budgeting basics, budgeting 101. Now this is not your average budget videos because I have been watching them incessantly trying to figure out if anybody is going to share, has already shared, what I am planning to share in this video. And I have yet to find one person to really dig deep into it. I'm going to be sharing budgeting basics for the person that does not have enough money to pay all of their bills. How do you pay everything when there isn't enough money to pay everything? Like, you literally list your bills out all in order and you have more expenses than you have income, and you might not have a side hustle to earn extra income. How do you figure out what gets paid, what doesn't get paid, and how do you make your money stretch? That's what I'm going to be sharing in this video. If that sounds like something you want to see, then make sure you stay tuned. If you think this video is going to help someone that you know, make sure that you share it. I want to get this information out to as many people as possible. So let's just dive right in. Now, for those of you that have been following this channel, you know that I am a single mom, and I also do hair, but I'm not even going to mention a lot about my extra income. We're just going to talk about like bills and such. Now, the main budgeting system that I use is by Baddies and Budgets, like the financial calendar, the monthly budget sheet, the budget planner, bill tracker, all of that. But I'm not going to use any of that right now in this video. We're going to go straight back to the basics. But right now, I'm actually trying to find a blank page because I use this notebook for a lot of different things, you guys. So right now, we're just going to grab a notebook, a pen. So get you a pen, paper, and if you need to, your cell phone, have your bills laid out, get your most recent your most recent banking statement. So if you're someone that has never ever done a budget, all right, so this is budgeting 101 for when you are broke. Now, say this, repeat after me. I am not broke. I'm just rich in a poor situation. Just repeat that. I can't even steal that. That came from Tiffany Montgomery. But I have adapted it. So say that to yourself if that helps you. Actually, I'm going to do it like this, you guys, so that it's a little bit easier. So the main things to think about. Hold on, you guys. Let me move because I've got stuff behind there. Okay, so some of the main things that you want to think about before you start actually planning your budget, you want to get your most recent bank statement and you want to take the time to go through that. Use a highlighter, pens, markers, whatever is going to help you to figure out what income items are fixed expenses and what are variable expenses. So here's the main difference. Your fixed expenses, those are items that are genuinely not going to change, or they're not going to change for a long period of time. For example, for most people, that's like your rent, your car note if you have one, car insurance, renter's insurance, life insurance. One second. Your life insurance policies, your credit card bills, those could actually fall into variable if you don't use them consistently. So you just have to figure out what's going to work for you. So some of my main fixed expenses, besides like rent, car note, car insurance, life insurance, what else? Okay, so utilities. And see, those can kind of be variable. It really just depends on your budget. So write those out. And then on the other side, you have to figure out what could potentially change. So like gas, groceries, miscellaneous expenses. if you guys have medical or dental expenses like co-pays, cleanings, things of that nature, credit cards. That could also fall under debt, but again, so there are a lot of people that I know, my mom included, that does like the Dave Ramsey baby steps. Now, one of the first baby steps is to have an emergency fund. I'm not there yet because I am still trying to make sure that there's enough money every single month, but I am slowly in all of my savings challenges saving toward having an emergency fund. I feel like $1,000 is not enough because I'm a parent, that I should have about a $5,000 emergency fund. So that'll be something that I slowly work toward as I try to hit some of my other financial goals. Now for me, rent is $500. I live with a parent, so I live with my mom, so I am very blessed to be in an environment where I'm not paying full rent, because if I was, I would not be able to afford my car note or my insurance. Now, I'm going to do rounded numbers for the sake of this video, you guys. And when I get to my car insurance, just leave it alone. And you see the number, don't panic. Don't get in my car note, in my comments telling me that I'm being gypped. I'm already knowing I am being, I know. But I have to have insurance. It's required in my state. So my car note, because my car is financed, is, we're just going to round up to $462. And then my insurance is $835. Life insurance, if I take what I have plus, okay, so, and I have IUL policies, which you guys, you can loan against from those. That's $121. And then utilities, I pay 2 of the utility bills, and those average about, like, one is typically like $130, the other is around $170. So that's about $300. So if we add that up, okay, so roughly my fixed expenses are about $2,218. And I forgot my phone bill, which pays for my phone and my tablet, which together is about $210 every month. So the new total is $2,428. Now, on average, depending on if I am working a full 40 hours, and at my job, if it's kind of slow, we can volunteer to go home, and I shouldn't do that when it's available. However, when it's summer and it's beautiful outside and your child is asking to go outside and you have the ability to make that small dream come true, it's hard to say no. So when I do, on average, let's just say, and if I don't hit my bonus, because there is a bonus option with my job. So like, let's just say I don't hit any bonuses and I work the bare minimum of hours. What do I typically bring in for income? I typically will bring in between $1,000 and $1,200 per paycheck. So let's work on the low end and just see how that would work. I get paid bi-weekly, so on average, that is 2 times per month. And so let's just say I'm making $2,000 per month. That is what I have to work with, but I have $2,428 worth of bills, and I have not touched gas, groceries, miscellaneous credit cards, or any of those other things. I am going to need to eat. I am going to need to drive. All of those things have to happen. So this is what I would do. So because I get paid bi-weekly, one option is to split all of these things in half and pay them little by little. That is what most normal people do. That makes the most sense. For whatever reason, that never works out for my life. I can write it down on paper, but when it comes to executing it, something always comes up and it just does not work. So I'm just going to let you know, nitty gritty, like we're about to get real. This is what I do. And I'm knocking over all my little pens and markers and such. Okay, so there are 3 dates that you need to be able to successfully do your budget when you are robbing Peter to pay Paul. The first thing you need is the due date. You need to know when each bill is due. The second thing you need is the cutoff date. I know, disconnection notices, cancellation notices, those are scary. But if you know the date, you know how much time you have before you don't have that thing anymore. And then the last date you need to know is if it's something that reports to the credit bureau, you need to know the statement date or the late date. And what that means is, when are you going to hit the 30-day late where it's going to come up delinquent on your credit score? Because while we are still struggling, we don't want to lower our score because it's going to make us harder for us to do other things. What they don't teach you in school is that your credit score is essentially like your currency in society. Low credit score, you have higher interest rates, you don't get as good deals, you have to put more money down, you get punished for not having a high score. So we don't want to lower our score while we're trying to figure all this out. So for example, my rent is due on the 1st, but that's my mom. There have been many a times I have negotiated this where I haven't done it, I haven't paid. I've negotiated to do it in the form of groceries versus in cash. I've negotiated to pay other utility bills and such versus in cash. That is something that I am blessed to be able to do. But if you have a legit landlord, you got to make sure that your rent is due whenever it's due. And that's the cutoff date or whatever it is. You know, if there's a 5-day grace period, like you figure out what works for your bills. Okay, so for example, rent is due, not $1, huh? Why y'all say nothing first? Okay, and then I know that my car note is due on the 24th. That means I have until the 24th of the following month before I hit a 30-day late. So my car note, I got to make sure it's paid, and I would just do a few days early just so that they can report it correctly. I would do maybe by like the 21st to be able to push that out. So for example, this past paycheck was only $1,000, but I had to pay my car insurance out of that, and that's the bulk of the paycheck. I have $200 left. I don't have enough to pay the car insurance, so that's going to get paid on my next paycheck, which is 2 weeks away, and that's going to be on the 8th. I believe it's the 2nd. It's going to get pushed out 2 weeks away to the 2nd. So then my car insurance, I have $158.24 left to pay that, and I have it here. So there's 50, 100, 150, 150, 5, 7. I only have a $2 bill, so we're gonna make change. 57, 158, and 24 cents. 1 second, I actually do have a quarter. Okay, so that's the rest of my car insurance. And then I will have that paid. Now, utilities is next. Now, you have to know your cutoff date. I do have money on credit cards, and I can use credit cards to cover that in the meantime. When it comes to groceries, if you guys are not signed up for this now, I want a disclaimer. The Dave Ramsey baby steps are really phenomenal. However, I personally believe that they work best when you have a partner. I am single. I am not married. I do not have two full-time employment incomes to work off of. I am blessed to have a small business, so I am a traveling stylist. But in order for me to make money, I have to physically be doing the work, which is time away from my child. Time, it's manual labor on my body. Like it's tough. While I'm grateful I have the ability to do it, not everybody can do that. If you currently do not have a side hustle and you are looking for one, reach out to me. I am a life coach and I can help you figure out, based on your skill sets, what's going to work best for you. Some people really love kids. Maybe babysitting is a good option. There are some people that are really good at organizing. You could potentially offer to clean or organize people's closets. There are some people that are really, really good at like animal care. You could offer to be a dog walker, little things like that. Not everybody needs to have a tangible skill. Like doing hair is an actual skill, in my opinion, because not everybody can just do it. But there are plenty of things that anybody can do. Digital marketing is an option, but you have to save up to be able to get into that. So there are a lot of different options out there. There are a lot of side hustles. Like one of my side hustles is I'm an independent travel agent. I have another side hustle where I sell health and wellness products online, and I promote that on most of my social media accounts. Like there are a lot of different side hustle options out there. So don't ever feel stuck. If you are not making enough money and you can't at this particular time find a job fast enough to help you with your money woes, there's always another solution. But back to the Dave Ramsey thing. So I know he says no credit cards. I'm a credit card fan. And the reason being is because I did learn my lesson with doing credit cards incorrectly. Now, when it comes to your credit card, there's a due date and then there's a statement date. So the statement date, based on what the balance is, that's what they're going to report to the credit bureau. So you need to make sure that your balance is at a low enough point at that date where it won't drop your credit score, because your credit score is a combination of, it's like your payment history, your credit history, your lates and on times, and then like your debt to income ratio. Let me look it up so that I'm telling you guys accurate information. One more second. Okay, yeah, you guys, according to Credit Karma, your payment history, credit card usage, your delinquent marks, your credit age, your total accounts, and how many hard inquiries you have, those particular factors directly affect your credit score. Another thing to keep in mind is that when it comes to credit, there's only like the highest credit score that you can have is like 800 and something. The lowest credit score you could have is 400 and something. So from the highest to the lowest, there's only so many points that you have to play with, and those factors directly play a part. Okay, so the next thing that I was going to talk to you guys about was, how do you get gas, groceries, miscellaneous things when you are out of money? So at this point, once I've done my check for the month, I am negative $428 before all of these things. So you have a couple of different options. For example, I know with my phone company, my phone is due on the 2nd of every month. But if I reach out to the company on the 2nd, I can do a split pay or a promise to pay and split the $210 balance in half. So I can do 105 on one check, 105 on another check, and spread it out between one payment being this month and one payment being 2 to 3 weeks out in the following month. That is how I keep my phone on, which helps me run my business. Another thing that you can do when it comes to groceries is you can use Afterpay. You can use Klarna. You could use Affirm. There's also, I think, Sizzle, Zip Pay, and I don't know if Sizzle has Walmart or not, but I know for sure that these four, you can do a grocery order at walmart.com and pay for it in 4 payments. I cannot tell you how many times I have done a $500, $600, $700 grocery order and split it into 4 even payments because I only had like $100 and something or $200 available, and I used that as the first of the 4 payments and got $800 or $400 worth of groceries at once. Phenomenal. Really, really changed the game for me. As far as gas, I put gas on credit cards. And then the next time I get paid, I pay down the balance and then continue to leverage my credit for gas. And that is how I'm able to do that. When it comes to like my savings challenges and things of that nature, I try to think of it as money that I don't have or money that I earn with my side hustles, and I try not to touch that money. I hope this made sense, you guys. Forgive me if this is really messy. I can rewrite it for you guys, but those are some of the main things that I do as far as like how I make my money stretch. Is I use every available resource that I have. I will split you with Klarna. You can split pay other things. With Afterpay, you can split pay other things. Like with my son, when he grows out of his clothes and I need to do like a big haul of clothing for him, I will legit put it all on like Carter's or something like that and do it in like Afterpay or Klarna or Zip or something of that nature so that I can buy him clothes now and pay for it over time. I know that they recommend not doing that, but for the companies that don't have interest, like Affirm is the only one I know for sure charges you interest. Klarna can too if it gets too high of a balance. However, if you're not being charged interest and you genuinely don't have enough, let's say you only have $50 left, but you and your child need to eat for the next 2 weeks, that $50. So if you go on like Afterpay or Klarna and you pay $50 now, well, that's divided by 4. So you times that by 4, you can get $200 worth of groceries for $50 right now. That to me was a game changer when I found that out. So if you found that helpful, and you made it this far in the video, please drop a purple heart in the comments. If you found this helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you like this video so that the algorithm will push it to more people that need this information. One thing that I really want to stress you guys is that you have to do what works best for you. If you know you are not good and cannot be trusted with credit cards, do not use them. If you know for a fact you have to have cash for everything, do what is best for you. If pulling cash out and saving that way does not work for you, do what's best for you. And if you need help trying to figure out what kind of side hustle you can come up with to help yourself make a little bit more money, there are some phenomenal YouTube content creators that I've watched and followed in the past that have great ideas. If you really don't have cash to start up a whole brand new business and you want something that's just turnkey, you can save a little money, you can pay for it, and it's turnkey, available and ready to go right now, reach out to me. And I'd be happy to help you get that figured out. But that is all for the budgeting section of this video. Now we're going to be doing the rest of this cash stuffing. So if you want to stay for that, hey y'all. But if you don't, I appreciate you tuning in and I will see you in the next one. Okay, so for my cash stuffing people, by the way, thank you guys for giving me permission to do minimal to no editing. I really appreciate it because I am struggling to get content out as quickly because the thought of editing it just makes me want to hurl. But anyway, that was a really ratchet smack. Sorry about that, y'all. So as y'all know, this is going to go toward my insurance. And hopefully I do have a hair client today, and if she pays me on a card, then I'll just pay my insurance on a card, and that's how we will do that. But I am going to put this actually, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. I really do need to set this money aside. So this is going to get set aside. I'm just going to stick it. You know what? Let's actually just move everything up and leave it in the back. So we are going to, actually, do I have a spot for this? I think I have a spot for this in my card funds binder. Let's go to is there an insurance section? No, there's a title and registration, upgrades, deductible, wash and detail, miscellaneous, car maintenance, car insurance. Yes, there's an insurance section. How dare I come for Jasmine like that of baddies and budgets? Of course she would leave me an insurance section. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. This goes to my car insurance. Okay, so that's done. And the next thing we're going to do, you guys, so we have what's left. Let's count. Let's see what's left. The last time I counted, y'all, severe epic fail. My bad. I'm gonna do better. I really am. Trust me, believe in me, have faith in me. I'm gonna do better. Okay, so this is 50, 70, 90, 110, 115, 120, 125, $126. So this $126 will likely become my light bill. However, I am going to try and push myself and save 15 of it. I'm pretty sure I can come up with $15 from another spot because you guys, we're getting so close to finishing this Build a Bag Savings Challenge, the 20 envelope challenge. And I want to fill the 15 spot today. It will make me the happies. So we're just gonna go right on ahead and color this in faith that, oh, look how cute. Y'all, I got outside the line. How dare I? Man, let's get that 15 spot. You guys, look at how much progress we have made. We literally only have 5 envelopes left to fill after this one. So, look at these. All got shmoneys in them. All got shmoneys. They all have shmoneys. And we are going to take $15. Also, shout out to Jenna, the phenomenal, beautiful lady that I met at Award Nails when I was getting my fill. And yes, I know y'all just heard me talk about how I don't have enough money to pay for everything, but I'm still getting my nails done. I sure am, because this is one thing that I am doing for me, and how I spend my money is my business. Thank you very much. I also supplement my income. Okay, so 15. And now we just have 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 left. You guys, I have come a long way. We have been slowly saving this challenge since, how long has it been? 5 months. Wow. And see, there's no right or wrong way to save, and it is okay if it takes you 5 months, 6 months, 10 months, 12 months to finish one challenge. The goal is to be moving in the right direction. So, Oh, I'm so sorry. We got to go backwards for 2 seconds. There's one last thing that I wanted to mention in regards to doing your budget. Now, for me personally, it's really difficult to do my budget when I have my bank account linked to so many different things that automatically withdraw money. It was so difficult for me to try to pay everything or to properly rob Peter to pay Paul when so many people are in my pockets and have access to my cash. If you do not have a bank account that is all your own, there are a few things that you can do. One, you can reach out to your current bank, change your account number, and what that will do is anyone that has your current account number, it's a real big hassle for you. You're going to have to take the time to reset up all your auto pays. But if you do that, your money will only be accessed by you. Hold on 1 second, you guys. My son is calling me. The second thing that you can do is change your account altogether. Chime is a phenomenal option. So is SoFi. Here are the things that I like about each and the main differences. Now with Chime not only gives you the ability to have a checking account and a savings account, but they give you access to a credit builder account. Essentially what it is an account that you can put money into that will report to the credit bureau like a credit card balance. This will help you with your score if you struggle with the area of your credit score for like debt, for like your available balance versus balance usage, or like your debt to income ratio or whatever. It gives you more available credit, which will then boost your score. You can still withdraw the money down to zero if you so need to, but it's available to you if you need that option. I will have a link in the description for Chime. The other bank account that I really like that I just discovered not too long ago was SoFi. Now, the reason why I like SoFi is because SoFi gives you access to a savings account with a 4.6% interest rate. Now, the downfall to saving money in cash is that you're not earning interest on any of that cash, but you can cash stuff, save money, and then deposit those funds into a high yield savings account. That is a phenomenal option. They also offer rewards and different things like that. And I don't really know too much about that, so I'm only going to speak on what I know. And what I do know is you have access to an interest rate of 4.6% in a savings account if you open up a checkings account with, I think it's like a $25 or $50 limit, and you do like qualifying direct deposits. So if that's something that you're interested in, the link for SoFi will also be in the description. The last thing that I wanted to tell you about, thinking, 1 second. The last thing I wanted to tell you about was this great app called SoFi. It gives you really great discounts on gas and different things like that. You just have to use the reward within a few minutes. You have to use the same card that you have attached to the account to get the rewards, and it gives you a time limit to use that cashback reward. So yeah, that link will be in the description as well. Now, back to the rest of the video. Okay, so the rest of this, you guys, I am going to just put in as household expenses. I'm just going to cash stuff it as household expenses. And the reason being is because it will likely be household expenses. So 50, 70, 90, 110, 111. $111 goes into household expenses because that will likely get spent in the next day or so. And we are all done. That is all short, sweet, to the point. I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in to me. And if you enjoy more budgeting videos and financial tips like this, let me know in the comments and I will create more content like that. But until next time, just remember that you are wonderfully and fearfully made. God loves you, and I love you with the love of Christ. Bye.